Welcome to Rebecca Sounds Reveille. I am absolutely delighted to have a guest to present to you today who is, oh gosh, this is so exciting because he was just all around the world growing up in the military playing football, and actually he was born in Quantico, Virginia. And so it's exciting because some of us have been in the military. We've talked to people on the show who've been in the military, but getting a perspective from someone who's traveling as um, as someone who has been a family member round and round, it's going to be exciting because I'd like to share with him some of the experiences that I've had just being on the other side and getting his perspective from his side. So it's going to be exciting to hear some of those things. He's worked in the IT field for 20 years, and he's what he says as an amateur bodybuilder, but I'm going to tell you what, I think he's a little bit more than that, and I'm going to bet you will think the same. Yes, he's been an extra in the movie The Last Castle, which was filmed in Nashville, Tennessee, and he's also known for his role as Bruce in the feature film Preacher 6. He's also, he's been Agent Ryan Chandler in Dead Exit. I want to talk to you about that too, because if you get an opportunity to go to the website, you get a chance to see the trailer, see him on there, and we will definitely be sharing more information about that as we go. That series, though, is in pre-production, and I want to welcome him now. Oh my goodness. I hope you're as excited as I am. Welcome to the show, Twomey.
Hello, Rebecca. It's great to be here.
I am really excited because before I really wanted to not to say this in a derogatory way, but some of the people call family members of active duty members military brats, but really they're not brats. Family members, those youngins that have grown up all around the military and have traveled around. How was that for you growing up? Was that difficult?
Somewhat, yes. In other ways, exciting.
I can imagine. I mean, so let me ask you, was it hard as a student and as a young kid developing friendships and then kind of moving away?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was the hard thing, was the friendships. Because as soon as you start to develop, then you get sucked away. Mm-hmm. So I spent a lot of alone time. Yeah.
Alone time? Oh my gosh, no, that's hard.
That
saddens my heart to hear that.
Well, I read a lot of books. When I was on the playground, I played by myself.
So okay, so let me ask you this: you traveling around. What is the furthest destination you've been from the United States?
Germany.
Okay. So did you get to stay there long?
What was it? 3 or 4 years, yeah.
That's a long
time.
But
when we were there, we did visit other countries while we were there. But we were stationed in Germany. Yeah.
What an absolutely fantastic experience that you had there. Did you get to learn a little bit of the language? Did it stick with you, any of those things?
Well, learned to count, and of course, the one thing that all kids learn is how to curse.
Okay, I was thinking like, where do you go to the bathroom? But that was probably something that maybe I would have been a little bit younger, I would have thought of as being the first
thing. That kind of thing I was always able to figure out, because I could see, the signs and whatnot, and I understood them.
Uh-huh.
But as a young kid, you learn the other stuff that you're not supposed to learn first.
Okay, that's a good point too. It is.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's really neat. So you had an opportunity though to really become self-educated in a lot of ways because you were able to read and pursue a lot of self-interest internally. I mean, even on the playground. And it's really taken you to some places to where you're at today in the progression of your career. And it's kind of
Yeah.
interesting looking at it from this perspective.
Um, I mean, as a young kid, I read the comic books, you know. Of course, I saw all the TV shows that I liked, and on the playground, I would imagine myself as those characters and just act them out and play, you know. And I was introverted then because the friendships came hard, so I just delved within myself, read a lot of books, and played on the playground and my characters that I liked, and it's something I've always wanted to do. So I guess from then till now, I'm actually starting to do it.
You're living your dream. I mean, that's it.
Trying to, yes, man.
Your fantasy.
Trying to.
That's kind of neat. I mean, I like to hear that, because oftentimes people don't do that. We imagine certain things when we're young, and we don't fulfill those things that we longed for. And
Right.
it's sad when you don't have an opportunity to do that, because you feel later in life that you've missed out on something, and then you feel like you have these regrets. And I want to share with the audience that that's not a good thing to do when you feel, at no matter what age it is, that you have something that you like or imagine that gives you excitement and joy. It's something
Do
to
it.
pursue. Yes.
Do it. You're never too old. Never
Yes.
too old.
Thank you.
Yeah, and one of the things, age is just a number. We don't have to be that number ever.
That's right. That's exactly it. So pursue something and start something. And if you end up being in a position where you end up having to be at home for some reason, take a course that you found an interest in that you put on the back burner a long time ago, and start it again. Start at it. Start going
Absolutely.
for it. Do it. Do it. So this is something that's really interesting, because oftentimes we have these dreams and we don't pursue them, and we go into the career field and we get a job and we just do those things, and then we just go on this other path and it doesn't lead anywhere. But you, on the other hand, have started pursuing some of the dreams that you've had and gone into acting, and you are fulfilling these roles, and they're exciting. You have things to talk about, and one of the things I want to talk about, let me talk about first, is what your first role was in acting and how you got it.
That was the extra in the movie called The Last Castle. I saw an ad, and they were looking for extras, and it was going to be the little interviews and screening was going to be at a hotel. So I got the ad and I went there. They filled out the paperwork, asked me some questions, they took my picture, and several months later I got a phone call, said, "Hey, we want you to come here and do this." I said, "Okay."
So how did you feel about that? I mean,
thrilled.
Yes.
Thrilled. I mean, my hope was then that my career would start at that moment and take off. I was ecstatically happy.
Mm-hmm.
I did whatever they wanted me to do, and I did it with gusto. You see my shadow, my shadow in the movie, but you never see my face. So
that's okay. I mean, a lot of people start with shadows or the back of their head or the side of their face, or there are times they became foot models or finger models or something, and it's led to extraordinary things. So the things that start out what seem to be a shadow have turned into this illuminating stage full of unbelievable things like Oscars and Emmys. I mean,
it's true.
Or whatever. Or it's some kind of award, you know. So I mean,
it's for any of us, it starts somewhere.
Exactly. So then what happened next? I mean, what was the next step?
Well, after that, life happened.
What happened next?
Well, after what, 15, 16 years, because that was 99, 2000. And then, well, actually 17 years, because that's when Preacher 6 happened. So that's the next step. So life happened in between there. I didn't give up. It was still on the back burner. I had stuff I had to do to survive, you know. And then Preacher 6 happened, and we did that, and I'm where I'm at now.
I love it. I love it. Well, you had Dead Exit too.
Yes. Done some pictures for that and whatnot. And I'm really hoping that comes to fruition as a TV show. Movie would be awesome, but I really hope it comes, you know, as a TV show. Because that storyline is awesome. It really is.
So it's really exciting because the audience can actually, for this particular film that we're talking about, they can go to the website and they can see a trailer about it. They can see cast members, specifically you, and more. They can see a little bit more involvement.
Oh yeah.
There than they can with other films per se.
Correct.
So it's
like exciting. I said, and all of us are hoping that it happens. I mean, I would love it.
Well, that's one thing. Let's talk about that for a minute, because oftentimes people want to pursue this field. They want to get into acting or some kind of something in the entertainment field. Stage acting, theater, or something, and they feel like their career is going to take off immediately, and that's not exactly how it works. Sometimes they'll get a part, and that part pays well, and it gets really good reviews, and it gets great. It's on the screen immediately, and then it's off the screen, never to be seen again. But it paid well. And then there's sometimes you spend a lot of time on a project, a long, long time on a project.
Yeah.
And what happens?
Sometimes nothing.
Nobody ever knows you did it.
Yeah.
I was an extra in a film, and I was super excited about this. I mean,
awesome.
And it never came out, and I kept asking everybody, hey, did I miss this? Did it come out? And I ever, no. And I mean, and years went by, and I'd still check into this. And even now with the web, no, nothing. Did it ever get picked up? No. And sometimes, they go in and they go, well, we're going to pick up some lost files and film.
And that's when it comes out. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm waiting to see if that happens. They just randomly go in and find some files. And like, they have to be somewhere in the Paramount Studios film footage files, and they're going to randomly select it, and it's going to come out.
It's in the archives. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's there.
Yeah.
And so, we dream about these things, but oftentimes that doesn't happen. And that's not to say that I want to discourage anybody, because that's not what happens. What happens is this gives you a lot of opportunity to develop your skills, and it's really important to do that. It gives you confidence, and it gives you an opportunity to connect with other actors, entertainers, and other people in the field that will help you grow.
Correct. And it also gives you that fire to never give up.
I love it. I love this, Chris. Oh, wow. Yes.
Never give up. Keep moving forward. One day you might get a half a step forward. The next day you might get 3 steps back. The next day, you're still persistent. You're still going for it. You're still working your day job, but you're still trying for your dream. That day you might get 10 steps forward.
See, I love that.
You don't ever stop.
That's the dance of life. And
that's with anything. Right.
Yes. I love that. I absolutely love that. So, carrying that over into the IT field, this gives you an opportunity too, because you can use some of these skills and vice versa, both with IT.
Yes. I'm out in the field a lot. So I go from place to place doing my thing. So I have to be able to interact with a wide range of people and personalities. And I have to be able to relate to them and they relate to me in a manner that makes my being there comfortable. So that is acting practice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is really exciting. I mean, there's a lot to this. And do you have anything that you favor out of any of the roles that you've done, or that you find that you like to do, maybe more for something, or then, I mean, do you
What type of character over another type of
yeah,
character?
yeah.
Well, I'm pretty good at playing the bad guy, straightforward and heavy. But I wouldn't mind doing something more dramatic, something more emotion with more heart. I did a clip the other day, and I posted that. I would like to do something with some depth to it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
That
playing the bad guy is kind of exciting and fun, though.
okay. I know for a fact that you can do deep roles, because I've seen your demo roles on IMDb. And for anybody who's listening or watching, they can check out your IMDb.
Yes, please do.
And they should, because you've got a lot of clips to watch there, and they're definitely worth seeing.
I think there's 4 or 5 there now, yeah.
Mm, absolutely. So let me ask you this too. Being a bodybuilder, you say you claim to be an amateur. I think you probably are more than an amateur.
I've never done a show. It's pretty much all for me. I just like it. Yeah.
I think you could. I think you do more than that. So let me ask you this. I'm going to ask you. I've got to ask you this. If you were asked to be a stuntman, because you are viable, would you do that?
Tell me what to do. I'll go do it.
You'll do it.
Okay.
You'll do it. Never give up. You're there.
I'll jump out a window. I'll crash through a car door. I'll jump a fence. I don't care.
Yeah, that's pretty.
That's just that stuff scares me. I'll do it.
Okay, that's pretty neat. So this is really good, because you can show two very extreme sides of a persona, and that is something that can be.
Well, I think a lot of that comes from my life too, because I've experienced a lot of things, up, down, sideways, left turns, right turns. I've experienced a lot, and I can draw on that, because there's a lot of things I can feel that not necessarily anybody else can feel, and I can draw from that and then make something happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
That's I drew on that when I made that one clip that you were talking about a minute ago.
Well, I told you I'm not going to bring it up on air, and the reason I'm not going to do that is because I want to encourage the audience to go take a peek. This demo reel, which is the one that's highlighted, the biggest one that you can see. I mean, it's the widest one on the screen. You definitely want to check out. When you go there and you watch this, it is absolutely unbelievable. You're drawn in, and you're asking yourself, is this real or is this Memorex? Because that is how good it is.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. At first, when I saw this, I had to take a double look, and then I'm asking myself some questions here, because I have been in situations where I've seen the the staff come in and make it, where I'm trying to say this without giving it away, change where it isn't genuine. Let me put it like that. So so there you go. But so those of you who are listening really need to go take a peek at this, and also need to take a peek at deadexit.com, because you're going to find a lot of really good information there. So drawing upon all of those different experiences that you had have really made you very well-rounded, because you are able to do a lot of parts, a lot of different roles from these life
Mm-hmm.
experiences. And you have a phenomenal attitude, never giving up, and you're willing to
Yeah.
help and do it. And just, I mean, that's it. This is
Everything I've
something.
been through in my life made me who I am now. You know, if those good things, those bad things, those sideways things didn't happen, then the person that's here now would not be here.
See, that's how I view things too. People
Yeah.
say, don't you wish that could have never happened? Or if you would go back, could you go back and change things? And I say, no, I like who I am.
Right.
I really like who I
It
am.
took a long time for me to get here. And now
Yes,
that I'm here, I like this. And it
yes,
seems like everybody else likes this too. So I must be doing something good. So I'm
yes.
going to keep doing that and keep walking forward, stepping forward.
That's it. Sometimes we have to embrace the situations that have been brought before us. We may not like them, but if we can
Right.
take them and say, okay, what can I do from this situation that either allows me to grow from this, or I can help somebody else grow from this, and
Yeah.
then I can move forward. Then later on in life you continue to grow and things get better, and it just makes things healthier for you.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to have
It
things.
gives you that insight to help somebody else.
That's it.
And
I always look at things like this. When things happen, it's one of two reasons. Either it's happened because I'm supposed to learn something, or I'm supposed to teach somebody something. So it's one or the other. And, or if
yes.
not, there's a third thing, or both, So um, that's how I've used my view, and I've shared with other people to use that view. And it's really made a difference for my life compared to when I didn't have that perspective.
Yeah.
So I think what you said was very profound and was exciting, because oftentimes people don't hear that from a male perspective.
Okay.
You have a sensitive side. You have a side of you that you said you've got to these, and this is good.
Okay.
No, this is really good. People need to understand that this is okay
Yes.
to
Yeah.
really be able to be well rounded and whole like that.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited about all the things that you have going on. This is really good, and I want the audience to be able to really connect with you and get inspired by you, because they can really embrace what the guidance that you can provide for them along the way
Mm-hmm.
as they follow you through your acting
Well,
career.
you got to accept where you've been. You've got to accept what you've gone through
Yes.
in order to grow and still keep moving forward. It happened. Okay. Did you learn from it? Yes. Okay. Go. Keep
Yes,
going.
that's exactly right.
That acceptance.
That's
And
exactly right.
don't deny anything. Accept it, own it, keep going forward.
I love that. Accept it, own it, go forward. I love that.
Awesome.
Well, there's the power of three. I mean, there is a philosophy of the power of three, and so that right there is power. Those three things that you just said, power,
Mm-hmm.
power. So I really love that. How can the audience connect with you?
Uh, as you just said, they can look me up on IMDb, uh, Instagram, and Twitter. The handle's the same, at BDCKOOL.
Okay, one more time.
BDCKOOL. And
Okay,
that's an acronym for Big Daddy Chris Cool.
you got to love this. I absolutely love this. And if you cannot remember this, I'm going to tell you. You can find him just about anywhere when you Google his name, because when I was doing my research, that's what I did. I found him everywhere. He's on Twitter. He's just everywhere. You're going to find him at deadexit.com, but you want to connect with him on Twitter. You want to follow what he's doing. You want to be able to get the inspiration from him. There's very few people that you want to stick with and follow that's going to be able to help bring you to getting good, healthy changes in your life. And yep, he's one.
I'll help anybody out.
Yep.
Love it.
So I want you to connect with him, and I want you to be sure to share his information with your friends and family too. So I want to thank you so much, Chris, for being with us today.
You're welcome. Now, can I mention some other things real quick?
Absolutely, you can.
Okay. In a short little while, there's going to be a sequel for Preacher 6. That same production company is going to be doing another film called The Coop. And in those, I'm going to be in both of those. And then there's a lady in Texas that writes books. Her name is Lee Grissom. And she's written, and this is up your alley with sci-fi stuff. KLS-9, Saber 6, and she's currently writing Eden 1. And her editor wants her to start writing scripts for movies for these books.
Okay.
And if you search the hashtag, just like you would search Bruce the Demon hashtag, if you search I am Isaiah on Instagram or Twitter, you'll see all the stuff about that. And Lee, who's become a good friend of mine, I am the leading man in those books. I am Isaiah.
Fantastic.
And some of those little films that I do, little videos, are in that character. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So a lot of those little videos I do, I'm doing that in character of Isaiah, helping her promote those books so that they do get made into movies.
I absolutely love it. Yeah. I absolutely love it. This is exciting.
And it's dystopian, science fiction-y kind of thing. And I think you would like it.
That is too cool.
Yeah.
And, I'm familiar with the title, so that just makes it even more cool.
So hopefully good things are on the way.
That just makes it even more cool. So, gotta tell you, wow.
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh, you got a lot of things coming, boy, man.
I can't wait.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Chris.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure to be here.
Aw. And I want to thank all of you for tuning in to another episode of Rebecca Sounds Reveille. As you can tell, I'm super excited about having Chris on the show, and I want to make sure that you connect with him. So if you didn't catch his Twitter address, just Google his name. You're going to find him. You connect with me on any of the social media. You're going to find him. You can connect with me through him. It's going to happen. But one way or another, I want you to share this episode with your friends, your family, everybody you know, and everybody you don't. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and connect and all that other stuff.